Hello, old school movie reviews. Today I have Wonder Woman from 2009. This is the direct to home video animated feature released by DC a few years back. This was produced by Bruce Timm. It was directed by Lauren Montgomery. The voice talents feature Kerry Russell as Wonder Woman, Nathan Fillion as Steve Trevor, Queen Hippolyta is Virginia Madsen, Ares is voiced by Alfred Molina, and Artemis is Rosario Dawson. Um, I think for the most part, it's a pretty decent movie. It isn't great, it isn't spectacular, but I thought it was decent and entertaining. Um, I did have a few problems with it, but I guess we'll get into that in a moment. Basically, the plot is more or less the origin story for Wonder Woman. The Amazons are a race of female warriors that have lived on this remote island since since ancient times. Blah blah blah. Basically, what happens? We're in modern times, and Steve Trevor is a United States Air Force pilot who crash lands his jet on the island, and the Amazons realize that they can't stay hidden forever, so they decide to take Steve back, and Princess Diana will be more or less their ambassador. Uh, to take Steve back and show that they don't want to be enemies and things like that with the outside world anymore. Wonder Woman basically wears a costume based loosely on the American flag, as a gesture of good faith to show that, hey, we want to be friends, so on and so forth. Now, while this is going on and while Diana's kind of learning a bit more about the outside world, Ares, god of war, who had been imprisoned for centuries, has now escaped, and he's out causing havoc and destruction and war and pain and death and things like that. And Steve and Diana have to learn how to overcome their differences and work together and defeat Ares. I thought it was basically I thought it was a pretty good story. I do like the plot. I thought we had some pretty good action scenes in it. The way the bad guy is finally defeated physically is kind of I don't know. But at the same time, it was exciting where we're supposed to be exciting. It was suspenseful where we're supposed to be suspenseful. There's some attempts at humor, which again I'll get into in a moment. Some of it works, some of it doesn't work. Um, but I thought the plot and narrative were pretty strong. I like the character designs. Most pretty sleek, pretty simple, but it works for what it is. Um, I liked how they designed Ares. I liked how they designed Hades. Uh, I like Steve. I like Diana. I like Artemis. I actually like the way almost all the characters look. Um, the only thing, this is a minor quibble. The Etta Candy shows up, and this Anna Candy is skinny. I don't know why they did that, but okay, whatever. That's not that big of a deal. What else? The voice actors were all pretty good. Nothing super stupendous, but I thought everybody did a really decent job. It all pretty much worked for me. I thought, about the animation, I guess I should have said. I thought it was very serviceable. Not super stupendous, but it worked. I just felt it could have been maybe a little bit more fluid. But I didn't look at it and say, oh, this is so bad and this is too shaky or anything like that. So for the most part, I enjoyed that. Uh, I think the biggest problem I had was I thought the dialogue could have been a lot better. I mean, and I literally mean the dialogue. I mean, the words that they chose to have out of some of the characters' mouths didn't always work for what they were supposed to be. So just again, feel kind of a mild spoilery type territory. I just thought, well, I just didn't. I just thought sometimes it just didn't work. There's a scene toward the end where Princess Diana, or Wonder Woman, I should say, is having a fight with someone, and she says, there's one thing I learned since I come into the outside world. It's not nice to hit a lady. It's like, man, come on. Can you be more corny? There's a scene where Artemis says, you know, I feel like, about to go into battle. I feel like a kid I feel like a kid on the first day of school. And it's like, wait a minute, they have, Western style school years over in over on Themyscira, stuff like that. There's a there's a kind of infamous scene towards the beginning where Steve is on Paradise Island, he's on Themyscira, and they're questioning him, and they have the lasso of truth around him, and of course, he's resisting, and he says something like, "I don't have to take any of this crap." And the Amazons all look at each other and it's like, and they're like, "We don't understand this idiom. What does this word crap mean?" And Steve says, "It's another word for excrement." But I'm bummed. And then they're like, "Huh, see how these men are? I wonder what other depraved thoughts you have in your mind." And Steve looks at Diana and he's like, "Your daughter has a nice rack." And then Diana kind of crosses her arm and puts her head down. The thing about that is, that's kind of funny until you think about it for 5 minutes. And you're like, wait a minute. They don't understand the word crap, but they understand nice rack. Stuff like that didn't really jive for me, There's a scene that could have been a lot better where Steve and Diana are having a back and forth. And she's like, "Oh, you wouldn't have saved me if I was a man," and stuff like that. And, Steve makes a comeback, which would have been good, except, the stuff he chooses to say, doesn't really work with what they're talking about. Or actually, this specifically is what bugged me, where he goes, "Hey, we don't, what did he say? He says something like, we don't open doors for you and hold your chairs up because we're trying to keep you down." And I thought, wait a minute. How does that even make sense with what she's talking about? Because guess what? There are guys who are kind of chauvinistic, who do think women should stay in the kitchen and shut up or whatever. But a lot of those guys do still have good manners. You know what I mean? The guy that, the guy that doesn't want his wife to work, or the guy that doesn't want to pay the woman as much, or the guy that says, "Well, you can be a secretary, but you can't be a boss." Chances are that guy still says please and thank you and buys his wife roses and pulls her chair out for her. Having good manners, it's not the same thing as having, certain views politically or whatever. You know what I mean? It didn't make sense as a comeback to me. You know what I mean? The thing he says after that I thought did kind of work, where he says, "Well, you shouldn't have hidden yourselves away. We need to come together, blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah," But yeah, but I think those are examples of things that I thought didn't work within the script as far as the actual dialogue. Other places I thought it was fine, so I guess really that's pretty much it. Overall I thought it was an okay movie. I really liked the character designs, the animation was decent enough, the voice acting was good, and I liked the story. You got lots of cool action scenes in there, and it all built to a pretty satisfying conclusion, I thought. But I did just think that the dialogue could have been a little bit better. And I guess that's it. Got to thank you very much. If you've seen it, please let me know in the comments. If you liked it, let me know. If you didn't like it, let me know. And I guess that's it. Thanks a lot, and you have a good day.